No luck, just strategy and stress. Welcome to the battlefield. This is Core Mega Chess.
Boy, Core Mega, and I've got another showpiece game I'd like to share with you today. Today I played a 2600 strength player in Bullet. I didn't win, but for one glorious minute, I thought I might be able to create a big memory. Let me share this with you. So, we started off with e4, e6, French. And you know I hate the French. And worse, I'm playing against a 2600 strength player in 1 minute Bullet. So the odds are kind of stacked against me already. d4, d5. Then I play the advanced variation. He plays c5, immediately undermining my pawn chain. And then I defend with c3. I love a beautiful pawn chain. You know, it's I always describe it like this. Building an attack or building up a game in chess is like building a house. You need a solid foundation, you need a solid structure, and then you can build on top of that structure. That's my approach to games. I like to build up a strong structure with my pawns and then work around that. Anyways, let's continue. He plays knight c6, immediately adding pressure to d4. And I play something that isn't actually entirely accurate. Bishop e3. But it gives me flexibility. I like to get the bishop out the way quite early because in most other variations, the knight comes out first, blocking in this bishop here. And I don't like that setup. It slows down my development. And my objective in the opening is to rapidly develop my pieces, put them on squares where they're useful and they're powerful, castle my king, and then formulate an attack. So this is in line with that thinking. So he plays bishop d7, I play knight f3. We continue the opening dance, bishop d3, and then he comes out, you know, with his knight to f5, knight e to f5, attacking my bishop and also applying pressure to d4. Now, the danger of allowing him to take e4 is that I will have to take back with my f pawn, and that will give me double pawns on e5 and e3. However, I would have the half open f file after castling, which I can utilize to my advantage. Anyways, I took the knight, obviously because I want to double up his pawns and also leave d5 a bit vulnerable. Castle, he defends d5 with his bishop. The engine points that move out as a mistake. It says bishop e6 is a mistake. C times d4 would have been the best move. That is that. However, we continue. Queen c7. I play b4. Not a very good move. That's a miss, actually. I'm being told that d times c5 was actually the correct move. But this is Bullet chess. You're not going to see 100% accuracy. In fact, I think the accuracy in this game was around maybe 60%, 60 something plus. Anyways, I'll run through the moves. So exchange, bishop e7, knight b d2, 0-0, rook c1, and then a6. I play knight b3. He plays rook a to c8. I bring my knight to c5. He brings his other rook, rook f to d8. I lift my queen, and that's me done with development because my rooks are now connected to each other. Bishop times knight, rook times bishop, queen to b6, bring my other rook up, and then obviously he wants to relieve the tension because two rooks on the file is a very powerful thing. So he immediately attempts to neutralize it. I bring my knight to g5. He chases it away with h6. I take the bishop. I don't really like that move because the bishop has moved once and my knight has moved, several times, and that's not very good. But again, I repeat, this is Bullet, so sometimes the moves aren't the best. Pawn times e6, queen to e2. That was a miss. Apparently bishop times h6 was correct. I actually looked at this in the game, and I was a bit worried that it wasn't sound. We can look at that afterwards. So I bring queen to e2, queen back to a7, queen h5, then he plays b6, rook times rook, rook times rook, rook times rook, knight times rook. Mistake, because I come down with the queen for a check. King up, queen times knight. Now I should be winning this game, shouldn't I? But just take a note of the times. I have 23 seconds here, while my opponent has 32 seconds. And in bullet, managing your time is just as important as playing the right moves. So we continue. He plays a5, I play b5, queen e7, queen c6, queen times a3, g3, creating an escape hatch for my king. This is an inaccuracy apparently. h3 was the better move apparently. Instead of this should have been the move. But I missed it clearly. So g3, queen b3, queen times e6, queen check, king up, queen check, king h3, queen check, king back, and then he checks again. So this time I don't want a perpetual because I'm playing for a win. This is me playing against the 2600, playing for a win. I'm very, very stubborn, and you know, there is yeah, and that typically works against me, as you'll see in this game. f3, queen times bishop, queen times f5 check, queen e6 check, king back, queen times d5. And at this point, the eval bar rather, is looking really good for me. Queen check, king up, queen check, king g4, queen d3, and then queen e4 check. Apparently this is where I lost the game, because the eval bar has gone in favor of black by 6 points. Oof. Queen times, pawn times, and then the race to queen begins. Oof. So I queen first, he queens, and then I come to e6, which is an inaccuracy. Queen times d4, queen f5 check, and then king f8. And then I run out of time. He's 8 ahead of me. So I wasn't too far behind, to be fair. But I really love this game because there was no fear. I took on a 2600 strength player. I took him head on, played the opening, because what's important to me is playing the position. It's not about the person I'm playing or their strength or their elo rating, but what's on the board in front of me. It's important to understand the reasoning behind moves, and to have faith in that knowledge and in that understanding, and using that when you come across, you know, opponents. You can tell from the very choice of opening, I decided to use something that wasn't really, you know, it's not really conventional. It's not the usual response to the French defense, but it's something that I'm familiar with and I've played countless times. So I'm comfortable with it. I know the structure, I know the positions, and this helped me. Also obeying the basic principles of chess, you know, creating a solid structure, developing rapidly, castling, and then deciding to go on attack. I did miss a few things during the game and played quite a few inaccuracies, but I had fun. And that's one other thing that I'd like us to do when we play chess. You know, chess isn't about winning all the time. Sometimes it's about just playing a great game, you know, and having fun, and just being the best version of yourself on the board. You know, maybe I'll have better luck next time I play him. You know, there's only one thing I can do, and that's to keep playing chess. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next turn. Keep playing chess.
Core mega on the board, mind sharp like a sword. Every move divine, that's a checkmate chord. No bluff, no luck, just strategy and stress. Welcome to the battlefield, this is core mega chess. From London to Lagos, I'm bridging the lines. Turn tactics to poetry, equations to rhymes. Kings fall, pawns rise, I narrate the grind. Bullet or blitz, I'm outpacing time. So sit back, vibe, I let the mind digest. You tune in the real core mega chess.